Perfect day, Saints. My name is Saint Jennifer. I'm from Caracas, Venezuela, and I would like to share my testimony about the Road for All Nation. I attended the event, the Road for All Nation, in 2024 on December. I stayed fasting, rowing, consecrating, and the final day I was baptized in the waters for the one servant of Christ, John. The final day, I have the blessing to meet one by one to Pastor John Anosike. He didn't pray for me. He just stretched his hand and gave me real declarations, words, and in that moment, I just feel nothing. But when I was in the Uber, my belly was boiling. I was on fire. When I arrived to the airport to return to Venezuela, I was in fire. In that time, I didn't want to come back to Venezuela. So I come back because I need it. I start running, praying, fasting, continue watch Papa John by YouTube, the live broadcasting, the Bible study, Ascensions, Sunday service. And finally, on November, I tried to get a new ticket for the Road for All Nation 2025. It was impossible because in Venezuela is too many political issues, a lot of economic problems, army problems, a lot. In this country, it's happened a lot. And for that reason, I can't arrive at Cape Town because the airport was closed. No one aircraft was landing or taking off. So I have to cancel my trip to the Road for All Nation for a lot of problems in my country. So I have a dream. When I have a paper in my hand, I throw the paper in the window, and that paper turned into like an origami bird, but with the color of my flag, yellow, blue, with the 7 star, and red. That bird turned into my flag, and that bird fly into my feet, and that bird turned into the Venezuelan flag under my feet. So I realized I had to give all my strength, all my efforts, all my dedication for All Nation. I said fasting, consecrating. I look up 7 days in my room, dry fasting 5 days, and I finally made the 7 day for fasting, no food at all. It was a warfare, was a spiritual warfare, was a battle, was a spiritual battle, because when I was in the 2024 in South Africa, for me was not so difficult. Made the 7 days for fasting and prayer, because I was in the headquarters of the General Bond Servant of Christ. Maybe this time was so difficult for me because I was in the battlefield. I was in Venezuela with so many things. Bad spiritual things are happening here. The final day, the day of the rowing, I give all my strength, my blood, my tears, my groaning, all my strength. I can continue one day more. Was all of me in that rowing for All Nation. Finally, I closed their 7 days on Sunday, and I start praying, consecrating. The Lord deposit in my belly a lot of fire on December. I continue with a lot of prayer, with a lot of fire. Finally, in January, I was praying. I guess was the January 2nd or the 3rd, I don't remember. It was 11:30 p.m. and I was crying, I was roaring, I was praying in the spirit, I was praying in tongue, intensity, and suddenly the fire of God fell all over my body with a lot of strain and a lot of fire, a lot of power, a lot of electricity. I don't know what was happened. I continue prayer, I continue roaring and roaring and roaring and keeping praying, keeping pushing. I just listened in my voice, head in my voice. It was Papa saying, push, push, push. I start to groaning more and more, speaking different tongues. I don't know, maybe I was speaking mystery. I don't know what exactly I was saying that time. And I finished my prayer like at 3:30 a.m. And the next day, I realized why is so quiet the city, why is so quiet the street, why all the bakery, the drugstore, every store was closed. Something is happening. And then I took the phone of my mom and I realized the DIA or CIA, I don't know what the force of United States government came into Venezuela and get arrested the ex-president. He's a dictator, no president. He was 25 around years in presidency here in Venezuela. A lot of bad things happened, a lot of death, a lot of blood was spilled over the nation, and a lot of bad things, spiritual things. So that is the reward for the Road for All Nation from my country, Caracas, Venezuela. And Papa said, just watch after this Road for All Nation. And I record this video like a proof of the intensity of that prayer in that moment. And that is not all, because we have to push in prayer for Donald Trump, for his health, for his strength, for his government, for the country of America. God put that prayer in the heart of the man of God, and after that happened, 3 or 4 days before, after, I realized we have to push in prayer for Donald Trump. Well, this is my testimony about what happened in Venezuela after the Road for All Nation. I'm gonna keep pushing, because a lot of things will happen in this country. Well, thank you very much. Thank you, Papa, for all your teachings. Thank you, Mama, for all your teaching. Thank you for encourage, for push a little more and a little more to kill the flesh, to prove ourselves we can improve our spiritual life with the commandment of the bondservant of Christ. Thank you very much, and see you in the realms.